I smell a win tonight.
You know what? I think I can get a little whiff of that as well, and I'm excited to see if the team can bring that. I'm Newt. I'm joined by Elson tonight. Welcome to another Fuel Esports broadcast. We got Valorant action versus Queens College. Our game on Tuesday, unfortunately, ended up being an FF, so we got a redo. We got another Valorant action this week.
I was so sad, but then when I found out that tonight we're playing Queens, then I got happy. But there's one thing that would make me a little bit happier, and that's to see the roster that's playing tonight.
Gotta love seeing these beautiful faces, right? We got SEO, we got Chunky, we got Woody, we got Aiden, and we got Dre. Classic lineup that's been making some moves so far. A couple people from the room, couple people not. So we're seeing how it's going to be as we have, half from home, half here. So
Yep.
Calm's going to be, some people are more comfortable, some people in the room. It'll be interesting to see. But let's take a look at our standings to see where both of these teams kind of stay within the standings, as Fuel's going to be 1-1, and I'm going to take a guess and say the QC Silver Knights are also Queens College?
Yes, most definitely.
So seems like it's a battle of the mid-table teams, both 1-1.
Whoa. They just haven't played enough.
Well, they
to
are
get
objectively mid-table right now, though.
Yeah, but that's that's subjectively.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely can see that, but we'll see. I think it should hopefully be a good game. Both these teams are 1-1. Actually, there's a forfeit. So has there only actually been one game played?
I guess so.
I don't know exactly how the MSU, because they look like to have forfeited out of the bracket. So I would assume every team would have a win against them.
Well, it doesn't seem to be that way. So I guess I don't know. Anywho, well, let's not dwell on that. Let's look at the maps that we are going to be playing tonight, which we have Corrode, Bind, and then Split. I'm assuming that Fanshot picked Bind. I mean, we know. Ooh, little voice crack there. We know that Fuel likes Bind a lot. They don't like Corrode that much.
They're gonna have to bounce back from that last Corrode map. I think.
Yeah.
When I last watched them play Corrode, I think they ended up. I think it was an 11-2, 11-1 half.
I think it was 11-0. Or no, it might have been 11-1. Yeah, because it might not. Yeah.
And then they were getting.
Yeah.
Stomp.
They started coming back at the end, though, so hopefully they can take that, momentum from a few weeks ago. It seems so far away, but honestly, in their mind, it might be fresh, and they might have probably went over it a lot. I know they said that was their worst map, so, I'm sure they've probably worked on it since then.
Yeah, it's the worst map that they're kind of forced to leave open, because Fuel is a team that always first bans Abyss. It's something that always is going to be happening. They just are not confident on Abyss. Their agent pools don't really line up with Abyss very well. Their playstyle doesn't really line up. Seems like it ended up being a Breeze ban first from the side of Queens College.
Love that.
That opens up Queens' first pick to be that Corrode likely, right? Fuel ends up taking their Bind. They're confident on Bind. They did end up squandering that lead last time we saw them, but they still were very dominant.
The thing is, though,
attack.
The other team wanted Bind as well, so they're both very well versed in it. So that's where I think it's fine. You know what I mean? Obviously they lost. It's not great. But at least the other team also wanted Bind, so you know that those are the two maps that they're most comfortable with. So at least when you lose, kind of on their terms instead of your own terms. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So. And
then, Split as our decider. It's a map that people are pretty used to now, right? It's so old. It's so commonly played. It's, Bind, Ascent, Split. These are the maps that you almost always see.
Yeah.
Right? So every team kind of has some sort of ability to play on these maps. Should be a comfort, but we'll have to see if they can get to that game 3.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, we will take a short break, and then we will be back with those games, so don't go anywhere.
I close my eyes, it's not a dream. There's so much more that I can get. Let me wonder when we go to bed. I swear that I couldn't keep. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. 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 There's so much more that I can get. Let me wonder when we go to bed. I close my eyes, it's not a dream. I swear that I couldn't keep. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. 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 Close my eyes, it's not a dream.
Welcome back, everybody. We had a short little delay there as some issues happening with a player on Queens College's PC. It just wasn't launching. Vanguard just kept giving them an error. So, with that being said, as we did have a roughly around 30-minute delay, Fuel has elected to take the map 1 forfeit win. So, they are up 1-0 in this series as we head to Bind, and we're in our agent select. We'll be seeing some fairly standard comps here.
Woohoo! Big win for Fuel.
Actually, I said standard comps, but I just looked at Queens College comp, and I'm pretty sure I saw this in my ranked game last night.
Yeah, well, maybe that's standard. Maybe you're just playing as really high rank competitive play, and that's like a team. Maybe you were just playing against them last night. Did you ever think about that? Were you 5-stacking?
No, I was not.
Maybe they were, and somehow they cheated the system to make it so that they could get it to a non-5-stack lobby.
But yeah, this is going to be an interesting comp, a very feast or famine type of comp, right?
Wait, you don't want to talk about your rank game? Did you win?
It didn't exist. I was lying. It was a little fib. My ranked game was Overwatch last night.
Wow. I don't want to cast with a liar.
I did win that one, though. I did win the Overwatch one.
If anyone wants to see, his nose was growing that whole time.
Yeah, you know it. Pinocchio over here. But no, excited to see, this comps are going to be pretty interesting. Queens College over here. The Reyna, the Chamber, the Clove, and the Waylay. Kind of just 4 duelist, duelist adjacent characters.
Yes.
Right? 2 actual duelists, 2 duelist adjacent characters. So very feast or famine. Fuel, a very more standard comp. They have that Brim smokes, which are better on this map because they last so long.
And you got 3 of them as well.
Three smokes that last extremely long. You have Yoru Waylay, the classic combo, and you have that Vito, you have that Sky. The only same characters can be the Waylay and the Sky. So interesting to see how both these teams are going to be playing out here. As this pistol round going to be crucial. Fuel looking to be playing through Hookah here.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see, though. Almost every single team you'll see will have a Brimstone and a Sky, and we're not seeing a Brimstone come out from Queens, which is the biggest one. But does not matter as they take the first blood, but then get it back. Lion coming out with a 2-piece already.
Yeah. Lion finding his 2. There was a nice trade. SEO had a really good dink onto that chamber, but he's able to TP away, so no kill there. But it did end up eventually being finished off, but it cost both your duelists lives. As now, Fuel, they're over towards A site. They do get a pretty clean take. Queens College, you see a little bit of a lurk here by the Reyna. She's going to be on the flank. The Waylay going to be taking the TP, so there's going to be a 3-pronged attack here. 2 from backside from CT, 1 from A main, and 1 from Showers. Just to see Fuel trying to clear out Showers. Barry ended up winning out from CT as they weren't expecting Lion, but he pulls out with util. But it doesn't matter as Queens College strike first and they win that pistol round.
Wow. I was just really surprised there, honestly, just by Lion getting that kill still off of he pulls out that util and just can't get it off, but then it doesn't matter, just a headshot dink right there. And just also watching Queens College play so together there, everyone pushed the exact same time. It was perfect. I mean, obviously you expect that from a comp team, but just doing it so flawlessly, especially game 1 after already giving up map 1, I'm sure there's a bit of nerves going through them, but it doesn't seem like that affected that team at all. They were up only 1 player post-plant situation and handled that very well. I was just very, very impressed by that, honestly.
They did extremely well there. It really was. It felt like Fuel, once their B push kind of got taken apart, Queens College, they were in such good positions for an A retake. You had that 3-pronged attack. Each player ended up winning their ones, but here Lion's gonna end up losing that as the nice flashbang comes out from SEO. He does get traded by Tars here with that Outlaw. Outlaw dangerous on these Force Spy rounds, as that's a one-shot no matter what, because they're not going to have any armor here. As he ends up getting the better of Aiden there. And now Aiden forced to kind of retreat here, but they did a fake teleport.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if they're actually going to be buying this or not. And there's one, I mean, just racking up these kills. Oh my goodness.
Very dangerous to deal with. An Outlaw here. As again, you just see the power of this Outlaw. That's 2 players from Garden here. They're going to try to push him out, but the TP is back off the cooldown. Does get slowed up by that trip. There is Woody. Woody has the spike, but they're fighting into so many. However, Chunky does have a rifle. So there's a little bit of a saving grace here for Fuel. Woody has not been able to get the plant down. Decides to plant inside a tube. Decides maybe not. Runs towards Elbow. And Chunky, though, a beautiful cover there. As that Woody picks up the Outlaw and almost had that clutch there. Fuel, Woody, and Chunky coming fighting really back and, kind of damaging the econ here for Queens.
Yeah, that was honestly, like, obviously they didn't win, but again, like you were saying, super tough, especially with a gunfight, especially when Woody has the bomb and just a pistol to her name and then picks up that outlaw last second, gets that nice kill, and honestly, for a second there, I thought she was going to be able to take out Shady, but just Shady gets the better half of her there. And not a bad start from Fuel, but a great start for Queens. If I'm Fuel, I'm not too worried right now. It's been 2 rounds.
Yeah.
They were both winnable. You got to plant down for one, the other one only by 1. But if I'm Queens also, those are pretty solid. Like, I wouldn't be too upset with either of those wins, and a nice dash in and a great pick.
This is what Aiden loves to do on Bind. He loves to just take over showers. Now, there are 2 shotguns. There's a Bucky and a Judge on the side of Queens College. So, but Deaf Blind just going to be firing here. Does get flashbang up, but has to be careful here as Aiden ends up getting the better of Barry. Chunky stuck kind of in this U-Haul area, unable to get out. Looking to maybe try to get a flashbang going. Aiden forced to recall there, as he's going to be swinging out from Dice here, looking for something. And it does get a pick onto Tars. It's a 1 versus 1 here. Aiden versus Deaf Blind, but the spike is down in front of U-Haul here. 5 bullets to Aiden's name. He's at the deficit here for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, he does have a lot of time. He doesn't have to worry too much about the spike, but does grab it quickly, which is perfect. Still, Aiden does have, honestly, the upper hand in this. Deaf Blind and Aiden have both been on a kill streak. I believe Deaf Blind's on a 3K as well as Aiden.
Yep.
So this is a battle of, heat versus heat. Who is going to win?
Aiden going to take the rotate, look over towards B. Again, you mentioned there's so much time to play with. TP comes out as it's going to be a hookah battle. Deaf Blind going to look for it, looking to try to spray. But Aiden safely planting behind this box. Swing out, Aiden gets his 4-piece. And he brings Fuel that bonus, or that, that anti-bonus, their full buy round. Ends up being a win. Nicely done there by Aiden, as Fuel fight back, and they are now only within 1, and their econ is in a lot better of a spot, right? Again, that round for Queens, they had 2 shotguns to their names. And here, they got another one. Lion loving this Judge so far, it seems.
Yeah, he's just playing super aggressive, which Fuel likes to play super aggressive, so just this clash of both of these same playstyles just going against each other is going to create for a lot of hectic and chaotic maps. We already saw, point 2, when we saw just an all-out gunfight, outlaw, no-scope outlaw, then one person has a Vandal, someone has a Judge. Like, it is just a free-for-all. And Woody with this Sheriff coming out right away, and Aiden going to go in for another quick pick if he can get it off.
Wow. The stun there on Barry meant that Barry couldn't get the capitalization on Aiden's dash in. Gray, little bit of a dangerous position there, but he ends up getting it, as it's just pretty clean win here for Fuel, unless Deaf Blind can make some magic happen. They do have their ult if they want to go for a clutch here, but a lot of players, they're only 1, or they are officially at their ult, right? They were 1 orb off at the start of this round, as Deaf Blind is going to fall, and Fuel going to tie it up. A good round, and really that's one off of the fact that Woody just pre-fires the Judge angle, right? It means that the player sitting close inside of that cubby cannot get any value, just instantly gets domed by Woody there.
Yeah, it was a great job. And then just, missed a few there, but did get it at the end.
Did you not catch that one?
I did not see that, actually. I must have looked away for a second. But that's pretty funny.
2 ults here, though.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, that was a great round for Fuel. Ties it up. Their econ is fantastic. It looks like it's going to be kind of a forced buy for the side of Queens, because I saw a Vandal come out, but then also some full shields with like a Spectre, other things like that, like a Sheriff as well. So this is going to be huge. If Fuel can get this win, it's going to, keep this momentum in their favor and just keep on pushing, especially because, again, they already won map 1, and this is their map pick.
Waylay ult here, but a good counter stun to stop Aiden's play here. And that left click, that Sheriff, they get the better of Aiden there, just going a little too aggressive. He wanted to capitalize on his ults there, but unfortunately the stun ended up buying so much time. Woody in a nice position here. Just a little bit of spray and pray there. Does get 1. Asks to get the better of Shady here. 6 bullets left. She swings out into 2. Deaf Blind gets the better of that. Spike is down, but it's a 1 versus 4 rather, as Tars has the ultimate pulled out. Now, Gray in showers has to solo this one, but Lion can just safely stick it as Tars is going to hold that angle. Queens go up by 3 on a nice thrifty. But yeah, you mentioned the force buy. That was Queens, I think, 3rd force buy in a row. Yeah. They haven't had a full buy in a while because they did their bonus. They did their force buy 2nd round. They lost the bonus, but before the bonus, they on that force buy round, they lost 4 members. So then come the bonus, they had like 2 shotguns, I think, a Spectre and 2 Vandals. And then the next round, have 1 Sheriff, a couple like a shotgun, a couple Sheriffs, 1 Vandal. And then that round, you had the Spectres, you had the Vandals. So here's going to be their first full buy in a while, whereas Fuel does not have one.
Yeah, which is super unfortunate. That's why it was a crucial, 0.5 I think is huge in most games, especially like, game 5, 0.5, whatever it is huge because it really turns the tide in an alt here.
He only has a shorty.
That's all he needs. Oh, it does not get the best of Barry, but Dre takes one as well as Woody, and Aiden gets out of there. And it looks like they're just going to be taking over this site.
Every time you watch a max range Waylay rewind, it just looks stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that
no,
is just too much distance covered in a blink of an eye. But Deathblind here inside of this Brim smoke, looking to try to punish Fuel's attempt in. Waiting.
Oh my gosh.
But the timing for Aiden was so good, but it didn't matter as Deathblind somehow survives that through a miracle. I mean, the exact moment they pull the smoke out, that's when Aiden swings into it.
Yeah, but yet it still gets the kill, which is insane. And now Shady taking out 2, Chunky getting 1, and now it's a 2v1 post-plant. There's still a lot of time. Coming out with that flash, and a double kill! What a clutch by Chunky.
With the clutch there, Chunky's found a lot of really good plays so far. You saw, on that second round, him and Woody kind of, almost brought that comeback, but it really was off the back of Chunky. He found an opening pick. He covered Woody on elbow. There he comes in, gets a beautiful double flash there, and, nice spray transfer. That kill, I feel like, should just never have happened for Deathblind there. I'm really shocked. But Fuel, they end up capitalizing on it. But again, I mean, look at Queens, their buys again. They have 2 pistols.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not wanting to save at all, but they're also not able to buy whatsoever. So it's just these forced buys that you're talking about almost every single round. And it seems like they're perfectly fine doing that because they're able to kind of keep up with them right now. And the biggest thing is, both teams are kind of doing better when they don't buy. Wow, to get out of there in time is insane, especially for a Reina.
There's a Waylay. Rewind there as the Brim ult came down into U-Haul there, trying to force as much. Stim Beacon out as they're just doing a hard rotate 2B. It's just going to be Tars here with 4 headhunter shots, but it doesn't matter as he swings right into Woody's crosshair. Woody gets the better of that. A nice Brim molly here will buy a lot of time, means that this plant will be able to safely be placed down, and now they can get into their post-plant positions. As Yo holding deep back hall here gets a really nice angle there. Picks off Shady as now it's just the members of Queens College are forced to kind of just spray through here, but they have Vandals, so their tracers are noticeable, and Dre follows that, picks off Lion.
Just trying to get through those smokes, but it's just not going to be possible.
Impossible retake.
Barry picks off SEO, but honestly, that all started with Woody. Just a fantastic job of using Brim. This is why Brim is so important on this map and why I was so shocked Queens doesn't have a Brim. If you watch that back again, you're going to see Woody comes through the teleporter, has the smokes up, throws the stim beacon down, smokes it all off, mollies the entrance, and then also gets the pick. 4 things done perfectly to ensure that her team just has that site locked down. And I mean, you saw it. It was impossible for them to break through at all. When you get B set up like that with your whole team of 5, you're going to win no matter what. Especially taking care of that chamber when you did, just getting it out of the way, not a pick, no trade, anything, just getting a clean up 1 player. That's what you need, and Woody did a fantastic job of just showing why Brim is so crucial on this map, and I mean smokes in general.
Yeah, but it's especially just Brim because of the amount of utility and how long his smokes can last, the amount of distance you can cover, the ease of covering locations. Aiden does swing out. Now there is 4 ults on the table for Queens in this fight, so you might see Clove decides to knock him for the res. Lion, a nice hold in showers there, stops SEO's lurk, as now it's a 3 versus 3. Pulls out the ult here is Dre. Looking to try to get some value on this Vito. Does find 1. That's evolution, means he can't be hit by any util, right? It's only gunshots that can damage him as he finds his 3rd. And the last one is up in heaven. He knows this. He just kind of hold this ramp here as it is a trade. Going to TP out safely as the bomb starts to tick down. And it looks like Fuel are going to go up 5-3 here.
Nicely done there again. Just a beautiful post-plant play. Getting these plants down is, I would say the first half, but it's the harder half. Once you can get that down, that post-plant is so much easier. I know Fuel got a plant down for the .1, but then, got overtaken at the end, and as well as .2. but you can start seeing when you get these post plants down, it's almost impossible to be able to fully retake. And that's why a lot of teams don't like to just give up sight and like to retake. It's so much harder, especially if you have late game or, you know, kind of mid game. When you have most of your util, you're able to buy everything, and you have those ults that you're talking about. They're so crucial. I mean, we saw so many ults are just coming out almost every round, and it's so hard to retake because you can use whichever one you want accordingly, right?
That's another problem with Queen's comp, is that the ults just don't have as much value as Fuels do individually, right? There, the Veto ult single-handedly, you know, saves the round, against the win.
Yep.
Here on Queens, you know, you see Reyna pulled her ult, but that ult doesn't really do too much. The Clove ult is really just your res, but it's also not as impactful. Seekers are very nice, and Waylay ult's nice, and then Chamber ult, you know, that's good for, you know, holding these angles, but comparatively to, you know, a Brim ult that could just instantly clear a site, a Yoru ult that gets you so much info, a Veto ult that just makes you completely immune and makes you easily able to entry. They lack a little bit of, you know, firepower with these ultimates. They're building them up. They had 4 there. They invested 2, but neither really found any value as Fuel go up by 3.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, and I didn't even take that into consideration because I look at the players and, like, you know, the team, and I don't love it, right? But it might, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure they've practiced this all the time. I'm sure they played these characters all the time. But the more we get down to it, even if you're going to match up in gun skill, and even if you're going to match up in, you know, strategy, then it comes down to, like you said, that util and that ult. That ult play has been crucial, and you pointing that out really just opens my eyes to seeing this gap just getting wider and wider as the longer it goes on, and it definitely attests to that util and mainly the ults. Like you said, I think 2 ults have won the rounds for Fuel here.
Yeah, I think honestly just in general the base util as well is a little bit better.
What
is this crosshair?
Wow. Wow.
We both have the exact same reaction, it seems. Yeah, Lion here, you know, got that base out. That is the Clove ults taken down. It's not just the ultimates. I'd also argue the base util is better, right? Waylay and Sky, they're obviously they have the same, but
yep.
Clove smokes are worse than Brim smokes.
Yep. And you just saw that ult also, I know you said you're just talking about base, but even just that ult right there did nothing for them.
Yeah, because you can run away from
but
it.
But that Brim ult is going to do something.
It at least clears out U-Haul every time without fail,
yes.
right? It can stop a site. Veto util is just going to be better than a Chamber util as far as Senti versus Senti is concerned.
100%. Except,
and then,
I mean,
Yoru ult is util is so much better than Reyna's util. Like the amount of value Yoru has.
Even after like the nerfs that happened a while ago with, you know, his ult as well, it's just superior. You can get so much info from it, even if you don't get a pick.
And his flashes, and his TP,
yeah.
and his like everything this character does just does more value. But
you have 3 people that can TP on Fuel.
We were talking about this. Queens actually won this round.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
we did a really good job. We should probably pay attention, but you know, it's important to, you know, kind of in these rounds where.
That's what got us off topic.
Yeah,
I mean,
we got distracted by Lion's crosshair. I can't lie, but hey, it's working. You know, he's 7-7. He's second on the frags for his team here, only behind Deafblind, who ended up getting that 4K in that one round. So. Let's see if they can continue this up. As Queens only trail by 2 here, it's still a fairly even game. And this is actually Queens on the on the defense, which I would imagine would be their worst side. I feel like their comp's probably a bit better on attack. But Fuel's comp's also really hard to attack. So
exactly. That's what I was thinking as well. Because you can... Oh my goodness, and this is what we talk about.
But Deafblind and Tars win out their gunfights. Deafblind, a nice one-tap there on the Woody. A third there for Seekers come out from Chunky, but it doesn't matter if Deafblind is just outgunning the side of Fuel, as now it's a 1 versus 3. Dre here has a teleport. He has a interceptor, but that's about it. It's a lot. There's not much util to intercept, really. And the spike is so far in. I mean, the side of Queens, they can just hold this spike. They don't have to play aggressive. They don't have to swing into anything. They have all the time in the world to play. Yeah. That's exactly what they do. Deafblind picks up their 4th, as it's a one-point game here. And for Queens on their defense side, getting 5 rounds is very, very good for your comp.
Yes, I definitely agree. But that, I mean, it sucks when you can't win a round, when you kind of do things right and just get outgunned or just get kind of unlucky. I mean, a great ult, right, just to clear out that space, push in, get a trade off, but then just get traded back and back and back, and then just narrow it down, and now it's a 3v1, and Dre's in the same spot he was in the last map, and they've ended kind of in similar fashion, so I want to see if Fuel changes anything up. I think Fuel needs to play a bit slower. It seems like they're playing super fast, and what a flip.
Mars just looks back, almost finds Aiden there as well. Does get hindered up here by that, you know, that Waylay stun, but it doesn't do much as the Waylay just stuck. Ended up just stuck in the showers. There's a standoff here, and neither one wants to make anything happen. Flashbang comes in. It means that now they know Aiden is not in there. They heard no flash noise. They heard nothing. CO looking to make a little bit of a lurk here. He's back B halls right now as he's going all the way from CT as Woody is coming through hookah here. He's going to be swinging into 2, but SEO from B, from CT finds the 1, but Woody's be careful. Yeah, Deathblind was still there. Woody thought it was clear as soon as SEO cleared 1, but it isn't. As Deathblind finds 2, Aiden gets that trade, has a spike, a nice flick, has the ultimate for this 1v2. It's not over the side of Aiden here. As both players, it's going to end up being a 1 versus 1 as they're going to split sites here.
Yeah, you just got to get this first pick, and then honestly, you feel a lot more comfortable. This is, super unfortunate.
Unfortunate timing there, as it is a dead even game going to the next half here. This pistol really going to decide things. Fuel won the last one. Let's see if Fuel can, keep that up, or if Queens is going to fight this one back. I think their comp really should be hard to attack into. They have so much util, so much time buying from their abilities, whereas the side of Queens, they really only have a click forward. They have a whole W comp, I think is the best way to put it.
Honestly, yes, you're definitely right. I mean, just looking at it, like, Sky is the only one that really doesn't have
right?
that.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Like,
Waylay
and I mean, I don't want to, call out, but, like, you can tell, too, because Barry's at the bottom. He's trying to help his team in the util, and then everyone else is just kind of fighting for themselves. It seems like they're winning this game one at a time, whereas when Fuel wins, it's a nice team win. And I kind of want to see, if I'm Queens, play a little bit more together, if you will. We saw when they won those first 2 maps right away, our first 2 points right away, it was a team play. They pushed at the same time. It was nice team-oriented. Now we're starting to see them just kind of show off of why they're picking these characters that are very
much damage there by Woody, by the way. Woody with the spam. Took Lion down extremely low and took Tars. That's 2 people down. And that's your main entry for the side of Queens down, so they don't really have I'm going to clear out these sites. Again, their only true util is going to be the Sky singular flash left alive. So it's going to be hard to stop Fuel from just being able to run in outside of just purely out aiming them. SEO over here in Elbow has a little bit of an advantage. He's going to try to, he might want to wait for his team a little bit. He's just going to try to make a little bit of noise here. But as you see, both Aiden and another rotate from backside. Woody and SEO here, they're covering each other inside that smoke. A flashbang out, Barry, nice right click as Woody now has to win this fight herself. She loses it. Aiden though here on the spike. It's a 1 versus 2 for Aiden here. As the time starts to tick down, he has to find this flick. He has to find the shot, but he does not. As another pistol goes the way of Queens, that's 2 pistols, 1 for them.
Yeah, and the thing is, if I'm Fuel, right, you think about you were down 0-2 and then you won 3 straight. You're thinking about that, right? You're thinking about that right now. Obviously, it's a different side, but a great job there by Woody just holding down that site. Again, doing a fantastic job. Just being that glue gal, I guess I should say, for the team.
Yeah, I think
kind of bringing everything together. A great job. But now you can see little force buy, kind of. I don't know. I want your take on this from the side here.
Aiden just wants a Bucky, I think. He just wants to double dash in and, maybe find a pick. Whereas the side of Queens, this is going to be the, pretty clear force buy. Aiden looking for that exact thing, but he does it as his whole team falls apart to Barry's Bulldog. As it's just Ray left alone. He's wondering where his team went.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a very common play for Fuel, especially second round. I can't remember there's a name that they call it, but they really like to be super aggressive on defense in the second round, especially when they're playing behind a map they're more comfortable with. And it just did not work. And a flawless by the side of Queens. And now if I'm Queens, I'm feeling really good with this weird crosshair. But overall, I mean, just look at that. Just absolutely decimated.
Yeah.
If I was another team, and now I'm not saying if any teams are watching this, don't do this, but if you watch any VOD of Fuels, you see that they do this often. If they lose pistol, they like to just be super aggressive and go in and try to overwhelm the other team and get that back right away instantly. And it kind of just got shut down right away. Now, did they know it? Did Queens know it?
The whole thing was, they have the Sky Flash come out, and then Aiden looks to get in, double dash in, look to try to get one pick with the Bucky, and then TP out, and then it becomes so much easier to defend from that point onwards, right? Problem is, he just doesn't end up getting that shot. The flash didn't end up coming out exactly how they needed. Chunky, a nice shot there, as now it's a 1-for-2 trade here for the side of Fuel in favor, as both the Chamber and the Reyna have gone down. Barry here, though, gets spammed out a little bit by SEO, has the spike, and is split up from the rest of their team. Waylay is lurking on B here over towards, over towards Garden, trying to get something going. Does not look like they're going to be able to, as SEO will swing out there, spots one, but he doesn't know Deafblind's there as well.
Yeah, just spraying in there does get some, a slight bit of information, but it's not going to be enough. And now ties it back up is Lion.
That is the instant switch that Queens needed to know that they can switch sites. A nice pick on Lion there, on Woody trying to rotate. They thought maybe let's stop the other side, but Lion just playing really aggressive here because he can afford to, right? He has that recall. He does get one dink onto Chunky, who's so low, and that means he can't heal himself up. As he spams, gets SEO, and that is going to be a 4K for Lion. A little bit of a miss in there on the right clicks, but still a beautiful round by Queens there. And that's, again, the whole point of how Queens is playing that attack there after a certain point is two players just buy time on A. They're playing in a main where they're behind this boss. They can't really be punished. As soon as Lion here gets the pick in hookah, go button, instantly you see them both rotate. One takes a TP, the other one starts to rotate through main, and Lion holds from backside, so the rest of the team didn't need to get involved. But at the whole point of that was, once they get that, then they can play a post play, right? Lion can maybe get one, he can get a second, maybe. I think going for the third is because he has the recall, he's willing to do it.
Yeah.
But that could have maybe backfired a little, because then it would have ended up being a 2v2 retake.
Yes, for
Which
sure.
is a lot more doable for Fuel, as they have, that Sky util, and it would have been their Waylay left alive, so.
Yeah, it could have went risky, but I mean, like you said, just playing it by ear and knowing that you have that, that recall to just be able to do it. And it was just perfectly played by the side of Lion and, Queens as a whole. Great job, and you already see them getting this plant down, and now a post-plant situation. Fuel is just not looking great.
Barry tags SEO, and Fuel, they cannot figure out this A-site defense whatsoever right now. Feels like the side of Queens, they just have the better read here. Look for something. Now that was, a pretty weak buy for Fuel there, so maybe in this full buy round they'll need to make something happen, because right now it's looking rough, and it's looking like Queens is running away with this map.
Yeah, it does seem like they are just dominating on this attack and showing Fuel how it's done. Now the op is coming out from Seo. He hasn't been doing great, and I was just thinking this.
There's the timeout.
I was thinking, if I were Fuel, I would probably call a timeout now or next match.
Yeah.
But honestly, now is fine, especially because they're buying. Right? They finally can buy. You have everything to that you can use. Call that timeout, make that play, whatever it may be. Just do something. Use those ults. This round is huge. They need to win this round.
Yeah,
I don't care how they do it. You got to get it done.
It is a must-win round for sure, right? If it's a 10-7, it's a lot more it looks better than an 11-6 for sure, right? Just
100%.
On paper and morale, it feels better. You also just need to break up the momentum that Queens has, or else it does feel like they might just run away with this one if you don't, stop it. So I like this timeout as both kind of a momentum killer, but also a bit of a reset for you, right? Fuel, they're the team that we've seen historically likes to call timeouts the most.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I think this is the most timeouts. Other teams, they never call one.
No, I
But
still haven't seen one.
I like this, more laid back approach from Fuel here, where they aren't calling it immediately. They're letting their players try to figure things out, and then at a certain point, then they start to call it. But I like that they didn't end up investing one on their attack.
Yeah, no, I do agree. And well, the thing is, they've lost, let me count this, I believe 6 straight. Because they were up, it was
oh yeah,
it was
yeah,
2
just, yeah,
and then
you're right, yeah.
another 4. So this is 6 straight, right? And you got to take that into consideration. And a nice job there. I'm sure they talked about that.
Yeah. That play is, Aiden wants his orb, he wants his ult.
Yeah.
Chunky covers him, but Lion picks off Dre, as now B site is going to be a forced retake here for the side of Fuel. It's a 4v4 retake though, so it's not impossible, as you have this Waylay ult as well, which is something you're going to have to wait for.
And they don't have those smokes too. That's the biggest thing. We saw this post plant from Fuel, but they had those brim smokes. Now it's going to be reversed here. And a nice pick by Woody. Fantastic job.
I feel like maybe wants to wait a little bit for your players to come from hookah here, as you do see both coming in. SEO looking for this off, trying to find something, but he gets picked off. It's now 2 versus 3. I feel like we're making it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. I would have liked to see them play a little bit slower. Now Aiden, a 1v1 here versus Barry. Does not find it. Barry with the with that pistol. Pulls out the classic and gets the better. I think maybe they just got a little bit rushed for time there.
Yeah.
Felt like Woody getting that first pick's nice, but I think at this point you cool the Jets, you wait for your players from Hookah who has that waylay ult to come, and then you maybe look to flood off of that.
Yeah.
I think
I definitely agree with you for sure, but I think Woody just seemed like, let me get another one. I know where one is. Maybe they don't think I'll peek again, right? But it's just that
and then the
you gotta
swing
wait.
following as well, just back to back.
Yeah.
Means then you're in a 2v3, and it's a lot harder for your players who are both playing from the same side. You don't have that double pronged attack anymore. You're just playing from one. They only have to hold a single angle. As ours flushed up here. Fuel, they're on a full light buy here, a full save basically. I think it was mostly classic sheriffs, and then I think I saw one stinger. So
nice.
pretty rough here. Chunky though does find one. These light buys, Fuel, they tend to win these a lot of the time. And they have these full sheriff rounds, one Spectre or one stinger here and there. Really where they tend to find value. Lion dashes in, double dash, Lion, Deathblind, and Barry all get their ones. Barry gets his second. The moment you started talking about how Barry was at the bottom of the kill feed,
Yeah, he's just been going off right now.
kind of started just firing. So Fuel struggling as now they are on map point here.
Yeah, and I mean, now they can finally full buy, but again, they've lost 8 straight. They just have not been able to find their footing, right? They lost at the beginning, they got it back, and then they just have kept on losing, no matter what side.
They have to win 7 straight here, or 6 straight here, just to even bring us to overtime.
Yeah, just to bring it to overtime.
Fuel's backs against the walls. They're up against 3 ultimates. That chamber ult especially is going to be very hard to push through. Either, you can just win. He's looking to be playing towards showers, so he's going to be the showers player. You're going to hear the chamber ult pulled, I imagine. Oh. It decides to not invest that. SEO takes off Lion before he can get any of his entry util off. So a nice opening for Fuel here. SEO finds the shot. Aiden as well picks off cars, and it's a 5 versus 3 here for Fuel.
Yeah, and I mean, this ult coming out, and hopefully they can get this point done, get that ult out of the way. Sky's ult, it's good, it's not amazing, but just getting any ult off of the map just makes it a lot easier, especially when you're finding this, match point, right? And now a 4v2, still needing to plant for Queens, and it looks like they are going to commit to this A here unless they're trying to bait out something and rotate, but it looks like they're pretty set on this A. But if you're Fuel, right, you just got to wait. There's no point of doing anything until that bomb is planted. You peek out here and get a nice pick.
A nice double swing there. Deathblind here inside of Fuel Hall has a lot of value. Finds 2, has this ultimate, has a smoke as well. Can play this, just needs to find a little bit more to try to get some damage off. Ends up not finding anything on Aiden here as Chunky swings out into 1 versus 1. All of a sudden, Deathblind looking to end this here and now as Aiden gets the better of him. But a tight, close fight, and not how Fuel wanted that round to go. That should have been a clean win.
Yeah, because now they're going to have to spend more money as well, just getting back to the spot that they were basically already in. Deathblind has been doing a fantastic job in using that Clove util to the best of its abilities. Honestly, that's probably going in the way of Queens if you don't have to pick up that spike, right? Just think about that. If that's already in your hand, you're not peeking out that smoke.
Exactly.
Aiden is just going to be holding that every single time. And now Chunky is not going to be buying.
Neither is Woody.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to full buy. And even SEO just can't get it. That's a great job by the side of Queens. And you see this attack. Look at this attack on defense from the side of Fuel, just pushing up through mid here.
I'm gonna dash in, but I think he did not go where he wanted to. I think he wanted to go into elbow, right?
Yeah, I would hope not. And you can see it crumbles off of that. You need that entry. Their entries aren't fantastic.
That's twice now. That 2 rounds in a row have fallen apart as soon as Lion gets picked off on that entry before they can find it.
You see how crucial he is. It's insane, but a nice job. Deathblind making the impossible seem possible every single time.
Has the spike, and it's now a 1 versus 1 here. Chunky gonna be the only person holding this angle. Has to win this one out.
Oh
does
my
not.
goodness. But 31 HP.
Yeah, does not have that pick-me-up. No ability to heal here, so it's 31 HP and a dream for Deathblind here. Gonna look to smoke off here and play inside of it. Wait for Woody to swing in.
I'm scared. I'm really
definitely
scared right now.
dangerous. Woody falls as it's now again a 1 versus 1 for Deathblind, but SEO gonna look to get half on it.
I don't know if he heard that.
And I think he may.
Oh,
but he ends up winning it.
nicely done.
I feel like
You're not gonna be.
Oh, I think he forgot about Claw Vault.
Well, I think that he thought he had enough time to half it by the time he gets it off, right? Because a lot of people, I don't know if you have you played Clove?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Because you can let the whole animation go and you can walk away, or you can span it like right away. Some people genuinely forget that. Like I've had people, and they're like, "How the heck did he get into his ult right away? Like, how did he get it? Like, it be able to shoot me so quick?" And then other times he's not, and it's just like you decide that, right?
Yeah.
And so like I think he was like, I don't know, can I get half off? He started going, and then he's like, oh, I definitely cannot. And then luckily got it there. I mean, hey, he's not in the room. We can't talk to him.
Dangerous there.
It was definitely close. Because, hey, at least that's what I was thinking. Because I was like, can he get this off in time? I don't know. And then I'm like, he definitely cannot get this off in time. I pray that he can get this.
This is a crucial 1v1 here, and Tars gets the better of Aiden, and now Fuel at a deficit. SEO, though, nice trade onto Shady. Deafblind, though, finds his. Lion's already deep inside of U-Haul here as Tars picks one off as well. The Vito ult has come out to try to get some sort of value here as Gray finds his one, and it's a 2 versus 3 here with Fuel's map hope, like life on the line. Woody only has one smoke.
Oh my
Jump
goodness.
speaks, but just gets sprayed. Dre finds one.
2v2
stuck
now.
Back sight. The plant comes
Spike
down.
planted.
He does
They're
not have
focused.
an interceptor or anything, but they just don't know he's here.
Yeah, they're just so focused on Woody right now, and a nice swing.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my
And
goodness!
Dre with the clutch of a lifetime to keep Fuel alive, as they are just they're just 2 rounds away, or 3 rounds away from bringing us to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, still a long way just to get to overtime.
Dre clutching this one up, though, beautifully. I mean, it feels like Queens just forgot he was in CT.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really know what was going through their head. I think they just kind of got tunnel vision, right? They kind of had, you know, when horses are racing, they put the little blinds on the side.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of felt like. They were just staring straight at Woody. They're like, we tagged Woody. Woody's 2 HP, 2 HP. Everyone stare there and just getting that nice pick, and also taking a bit of time as well. Dre, you know, taking a second, getting that, and then being able to peek out and luckily also win that second fight because
I can think otherwise would be that they thought Dre was going to swing.
Oh my
Shady with a
goodness.
double, but Aiden ended up getting his 2 as well, and
Wow.
crucially picked off Deafblind, but Shady with 3. And this is what the Reyna can do. She can take over a site in a moment's notice. Woody falls. Dre, do you have another one in you?
please, please. This would be insane because I don't want that clutch to go into vain.
He has this Recon Phantom. This one's a little bit of a laser. That's what people love to call it. Lion falls. He did not take any damage until 1 versus 2. But the time is on Queen's side.
Wow.
80.
I want it.
Swing
Come on.
Crucial.
Oh, with
Shady
the Reyna
with the
ult.
4K gets
Win.
the better of Fuel.
You
Gets
want
the
to
better of Dre
play?
there as
Let's
Queens
play.
take map 2, 13-9, and we're heading to map 3.
Wow.
We're heading to Split.
Yeah, I haven't seen Split in honestly a very long time. I've really only seen Bind, Corrode, and then even like Breeze.
I think I saw Haven once, I want to say,
Yeah, like-
this semester, but it's been mostly just Bind Corrode. I
No,
can't
it
lie.
genuinely has. It has just been because it's just been 2-0, 2-0.
Well, it's also they just keep banning the same maps every time. Like every team kind of bans the same map, so it just always falls to Bind and Corrode.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a look at what we got coming up right now. I mean, look at that, 13-0. Wow. We were dominant in map 1. Obviously, if you weren't here, the other team forfeited. They had some issues. Took way too long to be able to get into the game, so we just opted to take map 1. Map 2 goes to Queens College. And honestly, I really like that logo. That logo is super sick. I think that's fantastic.
It reminds me of Castle Crashers.
Yes, it does actually.
It reminds me of
yes.
Castle Crashers the night. Like
Yes.
blue was my main, so we'll take that.
Ooh, I really like it. But yeah, as you saw, Split is going to be coming next. But before Split, we are going to be taking a short break, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be back with some more Valorant.
I close my eyes, it's not a dream. There's so much more that I can get. Let me wonder what we could have been. I swear that I couldn't keep. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. 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 There's so much more that I can get. Let me wonder what we could have been. I close my eyes, it's not a dream. I swear that I couldn't keep. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. 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 Close my eyes, it's not a dream.
Money got me like
Welcome back, everybody. Map 3 here. Fuel obviously took that forfeit win. Map 1, Map 2 went the way of Queens College. We are on split. Don't let the words fool you. This is split through and through, as we got the comps coming out looking to be, Fuel looking for, going to have the Sages on both sides. Going to have a Clove versus a Omen as your smokers. Raze and Waylay, instead. Sky, and both teams going to have a Sky. The difference being a Reyna and a Tejo. And a Raze and a Waylay. So interested to see which team is going to be playing out better.
You got there. You got there in the end. I was
Took
worried
a minute,
for you a
didn't it?
second.
Yeah, you know what? Like,
I wasn't gonna try because sometimes I don't know. Like all that. Like they got like Waylay, Teo. What's the other? Like they're like.
I know all the names
like,
to
yeah,
be clear.
but they start
unfortunate.
blending together, especially when you go back and forth.
Tejo and Keho is a really hard one.
That's what I'm saying, and it starts going back and forth, and then it's also like, you just start, and then you start getting excited for the match, and then things start happening, and you know what I mean? Because I'm just starting to think about like, oh, what if we win? What if we don't win? What if it goes to overtime?
Just
oh
make
my
another
goodness!
comment about the mic, why don't you, man?
Hmm?
Just make another comment about the mic
What?
or something. Come on, no.
But
just gotta put our headsets on and start casting.
yeah,
right?
we do. I'm here.
Here we are, Pistol coming out. Aiden looking to maybe make something happen. It looks to be a 5v5 contest on A right now.
What a play!
It's a 5v4 actually, rather. Sorry, Woody is over towards mid, and it is cleanly in the way of Queen so far. However, SEO getting some trades ends up being a 2 versus 3 here. Woody up on top here, up in tower, finds a nice angle, but does not find the shots.
Oh no! Oh no! That is not what Woody
On
wanted.
to Lion. Woody, a little bit of a misplay there means that the pistol is going to go the way of Queens, and that is 3 pistols for Queens, and I believe so far 0 for Fuel.
Yes, you're 100% correct.
And
There's not have been a single one, and that could have been a lot worse too.
Pistols are actually pretty important, fun fact.
Believe it or not, yes. Well,
they tend to dictate the...
if we go off of today, what's happened so far, whoever won the pistol round wins.
That's actually normally true.
Is it really?
If you win more pistols, you're more likely to win the map than you are to lose.
Is that actually facts? Like,
because
for
a
real
pistol
thing?
usually guarantees at least 2 rounds.
Damn.
Right? Like yeah. Like winning pistols
Well, let's
is
see.
like...
Let's see if they can win the second one.
Like the teams that win often win the most pistols. That's just like a fact.
Wow.
So it's hard to win a series when you lose 4 pistols. So we'll see if you can do so, as they've lost 3 so far. Tejo, drones coming out, but Tejo just overwhelmed back site here. Gets run over in screens. Chunky gets run over here. Ready. Ours just getting all these picks, and this bonus, or this force buy rather, for Queens is looking unstoppable. Woody does find 1 trade onto Lion, but doesn't mean all too much as Queens take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Fuel's got to get on top of this and fast. I mean, like you talked about, if you can win that pistol, it usually means another one's going to come. Usually the second round or the third round will be followed up by another win, and there it is. 2 wins going to the side of Queens, but we saw this is how it started last time. At the half, it was 6-6. At one point, it was even 6-4 or 6-3, I believe. So Fuel can make a comeback, but they need to stop the bleeding now, especially this A push. They're just going to continue to do it because why wouldn't you? If you're Queens, just keep on doing the same thing. Wait for them to use all of their util right away. I mean, you see the dog come out. You're going to probably see
they just
some
love
Waylay
this,
stuff.
They just love this 5 people in A main here.
I kind of like it, though.
Has the rifle, so it's going to be a lot harder to push through as this Phantom Spray finds 2, and this slowed looks to have maybe thwarted this attack by Queens. They're likely going to play back. Shady, 33 HP. The other, Reyna got a little bit of a tag, which would be around 70, 80-ish, I'd imagine. As Woody has Paranoia here, finds a nice blind and swings out, picks off Shady there. As now 2 versus 5 here.
Wow.
Make that 1 versus 5. The spike is stuck on A ramps here. Lion looking for something.
That crosshair just got to give him aimbot. It's
got
got to be.
It's a different color this time, right?
It is. It used to be blue.
Yeah, he changed the color. Okay, let's see if the white crosshair ends up doing better here. As so
3K.
far, Woody finds her 3K. A bounce back after that pistol round.
Yeah.
As we'll see if they can continue. They do end up stopping that bonus, winning that full buy round, and now Fuel, they'll have their own weapons coming to this as they didn't lose a single member. So it's going to be a full buy versus a full buy here.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Fuel. But if I'm Queens, I'm honestly not too mad about. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. But I'm honestly not too mad if you're Queens because if you saw, Chunky got a nice pick and then got a lucky pick through the smoke as well when he was spraying through there. So, you know, Queens loses the first 2 to Chunky, and then it's just already down 5-3 going into it. It's hard to get more than just one pick there. And nicely done by Aiden, just getting a pick right away.
Queens has decided this is a single point map, I think. Not usually how you see split played, right? Like the traditional split play is it's all about mid control.
Oh, yeah.
Neither team has to play for mid control because Queens has just run 5 A site every time.
Eventually they're going to stop, though, and that's when Fuel's definitely going to be losing just by that pure surprise factor, right?
The shock value for sure could be big. Nice heal here by Shady.
They're even scared. I mean, look at them. 3 of them are rotating all the way through.
Comes in, but Lion was not waiting, and Aiden and Chunky tag team up, and that's a flawless win for Fuel. And now it feels like Queens, they can't do it again, right?
But that's what you see. That's what they want you to think, and then they go do it again. No, but you're probably right. They're probably not going to be doing it again, but I would like to see them bait it out.
Basically get ace twice, right?
Yeah, I would like to see them bait it out, right? 2 people maybe go there, get some util, because you can see Fuel loves to spam that util into that A, like into that A push, just because they want to stall them as long as possible and be able to get a good positioning and know that they can't get through and maybe get some tags through smokes and whatnot.
It's a more standard way, right? You have 3 towards A, but you have 2 players over towards mid. You're fighting for mid control, right?
They're hoping
they are
Fuel just
leaving
gave
B
up on
open,
it.
though. The Teo drum does not spot Lion, but it does clear out B. Now means that Drea's Teo is going to look to try to play a little bit more aggressive, so there might be a fight here in B, but instead Tars just keeps swinging at that wall, and SEO is going to easily be able to get that. This is a crucial fight here as Drea ends up losing it out. Deathblind as well gets the better SEO. And mid control, they're coming from ropes here. Deathblind gets another. As now it's a 4 versus 2 rather. Seekers come out from Chunky looking to make some sort of value here as Shady pulls out this dog, gets the info that Aiden is here. Plant comes down and both players can be coming from mid here. Very hard to play from male here for Fuel as they can just keep holding up here on rafters, can keep that thing. We don't talk about that.
It was a miss. It was a miss. Oh my goodness.
A nice one tap by Shady there, full blind, and
Wow.
then Deathblind picks up the last one. Chunky did get a nice trade, but Queens, when they play the map, you know, I'd argue how the map is
It's
designed
supposed to be played,
and it's
yes.
supposed to be played, they seem to have won.
Yeah, and also, I think that all started with that clove orb, right? It throws it up, misses on purpose, lures them out, and boom.
Type of
What,
things,
no.
type of things, you know, your friend tries to justify their misplays
Dude,
with. Being
that's
like,
it's
yo,
faking.
I swear I carried that one, guys. Like
It's
I
faking.
baited them out by missing all my util.
See, you've never played with a real comp like them. You don't know that that's what you're supposed to do. Because, again, it's this shock factor. When it actually hits, they're not ready for
He
it.
didn't see it.
Yeah,
It's
but
behind the smoke.
they heard it. See, you don't get the vision. You don't understand the vision. I mean, look at them. They
Tars and
got
Lion
4
finds
of
some
them.
nice. Tars with a nice right click volley there. Nade there does not find anything. Ends up getting picked up by Woody, but it doesn't matter as Barry finds one. Woody TPs over to where's their own smoke.
Oh!
1-2 piece there for Woody. A beautiful Omen play showing, you know, Woody is an Omen main, right? For a reason. Does have those Omen plays. Dre looks to go this Molly out. Does it spot out Barry? Barry, though, ends up getting the better, and now it's a 1 versus 2. Woody will be able to loop around over towards, you know, towards this window. Look to try to play from here. They're both playing the drop, it looks like. Has to be careful. There is a wall here for Barry, but Barry lets it open air, but does get the res off. But that, Woody can just wait this out, let it expire here.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes
and
it just a 1v1 here, but in the last ditch effort, Barry's going to be able to smoke that off. Could have done it dead as well, but does get this smoke off. But it means that the plant comes down safely, and now this 1v1 Woody has some util, has a paranoia to play with.
Yeah, a lot of util. I was going to mention that earlier. Just even the ult, I mean, you're probably not going to see it. There's really no point. But just having, you know, all this stuff available to you, is it going to be used? There goes the paranoia, as you talked about, and just cannot find the mark, as well as the flash misses too. And that one goes to the side of Queens. That one has got to sting. I mean, I know it was a 2v1, but it was really a 1v1 at the end of the day. You know, a lot more util. Woody with those 2Ks at the beginning, getting the last one right there. Perfect. Wait out the ult. This is exactly how you want to play it. Missing that blind, and Lion with that crazy crosshair getting a crazy clutch there
Lion,
for the team.
8-3, Woody 8-4. That was the two, you know, top fraggers up against each other. Lion gets the better though, and it really, yeah, you know, the flash going wide definitely does not help there.
Yeah.
As was all Woody's clutch there.
Nice
SEO
pick.
up on this wall does pick off Tars. They just love spamming this wall.
Yeah,
And you kind of have to, but you can't just afford to do it out in the open. You got to have some sort of a util towards there. That's why, you know, Viper's so common on this map, because the wall can kind of, you know, defend that. Also, wall just controls mid alone.
And B, even pushing B with this wall as well is also a nice option, which, you know, you see every now and then again with that shock value of pulling out that wall.
This ult comes out from Tars, does pick off SEO, as now mid is going to be wide open. Shady spots out Dre, who is alone here on B site and has to fight a flood of 3 members of Queens. Best case scenario, he gets 1 pick. He gets the 1. The Lion as well in the back over towards Mail. Got a pick as well. So now it's just 2 players, Aiden and Chunky here. Aiden, though, has this Waylay ult. A nice ult. Stops that plant.
Oh.
Dashes into the wall, though, unfortunately there. He has to be careful here. He's swinging out,
Wow.
but they line up beautifully.
3.
Aiden finds 3. And he keeps pressure on. Deafblind picks off Chunky. That's a 1 versus 1 as Deafblind looks to try to use this slow to their advantage. But Aiden is on fire, and he picks up a 4K for that round.
I love that. That was amazing. I mean, I was kind of worried again that them lining up at the top of there was fantastic, and then also just straight down to get the 3rd. I mean, like you said, it all comes from Dre getting that 1 in the corner just to make it a little bit more feasible, right? He can just get a trade and makes that task of getting this clutch so much easier. And a nice job there by Aiden. He had a few clutches last game, and now he's clutching up big again here. You really didn't want to go down 5-2. Now it's 4-3. You're able to keep, you know, your weapon, and hopefully Fuel's able to buy, which I believe they were. And now they just got to look to try to tie it up here.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it as Mail here. SEO holding mid, basically solo. Woody, though, is over towards Rogues. TP's out in a dangerous position, but Mars just wasn't ready. But SEO and Woody both get traded. Aiden finds 1, TP's back, but Lion picks off Dre. Now it's a 2 versus 3. Aiden gonna have to hold this one solo as he knows the spike is here, but a nice flash from nowhere. Comes out, picks off a Deafblind. Aiden falls to Lion as now it's a 1 versus 2, but he has a judge. Chunky with the judge picks off 2, and Fuel tie it up 4-4.
Oh my goodness, what a play there by Chunky. Blinded by that ult, but does not matter. He knows it well. He plays Sky. Just, oh my goodness, what a play. That is the one person you did not want to fight as a 1v2 in close quarters, just having that judge, and then also now being able to grab that Vandal and bring it into the next round. And like I said, it is all tied up 4-4 as we go into round 9. Just
if I were doing that, I would have messed up the number. So I'm glad you were the one saying the numbers there. I would have somehow said 6. I don't know.
I took a second because I was like, it is 9. I know it's 9, but I need to make sure. And then I was like, okay.
Yeah,
it's
but
9.
here it looks like it's going to be heavy on mid here. JD gets the better of Dre. SEO as well gets a tag. He falls. Woody with a Spectre is not going to have the damage there to outdeal the judge of Tars there, as all of a sudden this site is blown wide open for the side of Queens, as they are going to be able to get an easy plant and set up this post plant, as both players are going to be coming from mid, coming from Mail. They should kind of know. They're playing over towards, you know, somewhat towards attacker spawn here. Well, or defender spawn, as well as kind of up in Mail themselves. Do play up here as Tars. I'm just running and gunning with that one. Why not?
Yeah, a little flawless there. I really like that. Tars is playing super aggressive, giving Fuel a taste of their own medicine as getting up close and personal with that judge. Great job. And now, again, keeping this lead is Queens College. And Fuel is down again and finding themselves in a spot where they're not able to buy, kind of having to save, but still opting for this Vandal, as you saw there for a second.
Yeah, we'll see if they can maybe figure something out, if they're going to look for this full buy or not, or what the vibe is going to be, as it is Fuel up on, you know, they're down 1 round, but it's still fairly even. It seems like both these teams on, whenever Fuel is on the fence, or no, they were a tie last time, but this first half always seems to be very close. Like it was 6-6 last time.
Yes.
Aiden uses that Waylay ult, clears that out. Teho drone Teho mines as well. Finds 1, but Deafblind Doesn't have to be on the fragging character, can just be on the stage and find those Dre swings out. SEO though with the Sheriff finds 2, and it's a 1 versus 1, but who else in the clutch but the Lion?
With the weird crosshair. That was pretty crazy. I mean, just so much happened. Like you talked about, that is a lot of what you'll see on Split. It's just these mid control pushes that they need. They need to control mid. So if you can't do that, you're just going to be able to just override the other team, and they know that. So fighting for it is crucial, and just a huge bloodbath. And even though Fuel for most of that was actually up a player, it doesn't really matter when you're just going back and forth, blow for blow throughout that mid. And Queens College comes out on top. It seems like the big difference maker is these close games, Queens is winning. Any game that's kind of, you're going to go flawless, or, you're comfortable with, is going to go to the side. There's only been like one crazy clutch. But any close game, Fuel is usually losing, right? They've gotten one clutch, but other than that, if there's a chance where they should be able to take this, grinded out win, they just aren't able to.
Yeah, they're easy as Dre finds this pick up over from screens. Woody as well finds 1. Dre misses that out. Chunky finds Barry, but Barry decides to invest in this revive. Barry
Nice pick.
gets that pick on the SEO and will end up, not. Aiden finishes that off as Fuel bring it within 1 yet again.
Yeah, and see, that is the one downside to planting just right away is, not being able to get situated super quickly and being able to let the team have a nice post-plant setup and come in and just play. You can see them, 2 people at the same time, both peeking in. Both of them die. 2 people again. You peek here, right? You see Dre and the people up top heaven peeking, and then again, both sides peeking again. Woody on the left side, just not getting one, but kind of baiting, and just an overall good job from the side of Fuel to, again, put it within 1. We're just, Queens goes up 2, and then Fuel brings it back up. And then Queens goes up, and then Fuel comes back up. Can they keep the pattern the same? Can they win this and bring it to 6-6 before the switch?
If this pattern keeps going, though, then Queen's just going to win the map, right?
Exactly, but the pattern was, it was 6-6 going into the other half before, and then they unfortunately lost. So we'll see if Fuel can do something, if they've changed something. And again, the downside is this isn't the map they picked, right?
Cars take it out of the sky by SEO and Woody. Means that showstopper does not find any value as Lion gets the better of Woody yet again. Lion may just have Woody's number in these 1v1s. As SEO drops down, is in this corner, in this copy, but he does not find the shot onto Barry. Tailwalt comes out, but it's in no man's land. It's not clearing anything. Doesn't get a single tag, but it does mean Dre has a little bit more advantage here. Aiden now back here, looks for something, but he has to be careful as the Lion is behind him, and he has no idea as it's just Dre in a 1v3 here. And make that a 1v4. Deafblind says, get back up.
Yeah, get back up, and it doesn't even matter. I'm going to heal you in front of everyone, and I'm also going to get the pick. Wow.
Queens with a lead heading towards their defense side now.
Yeah, and honestly, I know we talk a lot about like what sides are good for attacking, what sides are good for defending. I'm pretty neutral on this site, in my opinion. Now, I'm sure it's pretty like defense.
That is pretty defense side.
Yes.
I think it's
See,
quite defense side.
That's what we'll say one, and it's usually the other.
Yeah,
but
no.
I don't agree on this side. I think it's honestly neutral, especially it comes down to strategy.
It's
a lot
slightly
of it.
defense, mostly because of the ability to control mid. You have a lot more ability on defense and how crucial mid is. It forces attackers to send players towards there, which means you can leave your sights a little bit weaker, and one player can usually solo hold this mid. Now, you see this again. Fuel has 3 people towards mid, but side of Queens has 4. But Deafblind up on that wall, trying to be grim, does not find the value. As you see another pick, and it looks like Fuel, have they solved the pistol round dilemma?
They might have. I mean, 1 left, and then they do it. Nicely done, a 3K.
So they do not go 4-0 on the pistol rounds. They go 0. They're 3-1 for the side of Queens College, which means Fuel, they should be able to tie this up pretty quickly off of this force buy here.
You got to run with this momentum. Finally winning a pistol round. They usually win rounds 3, 4, and 5, honestly. So if you're able to win round 1, 2, hopefully you can keep the streak going and win that 3, 4, 5, and now you're looking at a comfortable lead.
Gotta be careful though. There's 3 guns on the side of Queens College. You have a Bucky, you have a Stinger, and you have a Sheriff. So all 3 could do some damage. You might be expecting full classics, but they don't. They also have a Bandit, but I don't know what that gun full usage of that one yet.
It's pretty solid. I mean, it's honestly, a lot of it just comes down to that skill, because I find it's really good if you're able to, control it and spray it. But it's
It's a spray pistol?
no, it's not. But if you're able to like control exactly what you want from it, it's perfect. If you are good enough with it, I find it's a really hard skill gap. At least, hey, when I'm playing, because I watch some of these guys play with the Bandit and make it look fantastic. When I use it, I'm awful. I mean, I'm pretty bad in general, but you know what I mean.
Ricky and Woody, the two players that have been alive in these clutches a lot for Fuel, right? You saw them unbind a lot together. We'll see if they can make something happen here as Woody duel on Barry. Big pick there. Gets healed up a little bit by Chunky. And I believe, and when I say a little bit, I mean a singular health point.
Watch Woody.
It's the thought that
One by
counts,
one.
right? But that, he's
They
sticking.
need to get
He's
on it,
sticking.
though. Pros don't fake.
And he
Yeah.
just sits there holding the spike. And that's a rough one for Fuel, because that should have been the tied up game 7-7, but now you're down 6-8 and your momentum's broken. Your econ is a little bit broken. They're gonna have a full buy here. Fuel in a little bit of dire straits here.
Yeah, not amazing, but we've seen them come back from that. That is a round you need to win, especially with the two players. Like you said, you see them all the time together in clutches. They play very well, especially when you have a nice Omen and Sky. I really like that matchup going into a 2v2. And they had it planted too, just leaving that bomb unattended for too long. I love ignoring that waylay by Deafblind and just getting one of those picks. Fantastic job. You see why Deafblind is at the top of the leaderboard, just finding these creative ways to get first picks. And Tars, wow.
Yeah, they just completely fall apart. I mean, Fuel they just have no answer to the side of Queens when they start to play really aggressive on this defense. And the gun advantage just is their favor. Now it's going to be a full buy versus a full buy here. This is going to be a crucial round. I say full buy, but Barry, lucky Barry over here.
I'm scared
Lion is 23-8.
with the crosshair. I'm just going to say it every time. It's crazy.
What do you mean? That's
What? He
Wait,
changed it.
wait,
That's
pause.
the guy that had it.
wait, yeah.
Whoa,
Unless
whoa.
it just doesn't show me the crosshair with a knife, but I'm pretty sure it does.
No, it should.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait, pull out the gun.
Don't go anywhere.
Observer,
This is
don't go
riveting
anywhere.
gameplay. Yeah.
He
Changed
switched to
it.
just a pure dot. Decided to get a little bit serious with it, but
I like it. Came
Yeah.
in goofy, giving up map 1, playing with a weird crosshair, and now up 9-6, looking very confident. Is down one player already to start. But honestly, I'm not too worried if I'm Queens.
no, you're still in a pretty good spot. Fuel forced to rotate through sewers here as they head towards A site, looking to maybe do something what Queens did. The 5 players towards A. SEO slow walks up ramps, but Tars is up on this box.
I'm scared again.
He's faking. There's just no util use there, but they decide to not go this way. They decide to head through main instead.
Wow.
A nice lurk here, though. Swing out from Tars and Lion. Picks one off, but a nice slow from SEO buys a little bit of time here. The spike comes down, a nade out towards back site here. Site screens. Lion pick off. Gets another pick. Dre, though, picks off Tars, picks off Lion.
Nice.
And it's a 2 versus 2. The health bars, though, in favor of Queens. Positioning as
Wow.
well. Dre picks off another, but they're both so low. Deafblind can definitely do this. Aiden, the loot from Loud, but Dre
Wow.
in the clutch, a 4K for himself.
Dre just putting on a masterclass there. Look at that. He's getting fired up from the cams. Honestly, I know it didn't go in the way of Queens, but like I said, a lot of these wins from Fuel aren't too convincing, and if you're Queens, you shouldn't be too worried. The biggest difference maker I'm starting to see is when Queens plays really aggressive and just kind of lets the gunplay speak for itself. No util, no strategies, just the straight gunmanship. It's going to Queens a lot.
Heck pause coming in from the side of Fuel here, as we'll see what exactly is going to be going on. Probably, I don't know exactly who's calling it, but judging by the fact that Woody is not in her chair, I'm going to take a guess.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably Woody. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on, but that's all right. I mean, okay, run me through how you're feeling if you're Queens. They've been doing a fantastic job all day today. Map
Yeah.
1, they really impressed me to start. Then it was a bit slow, and then just at the end, just pure dominance and not letting off the gas. They did the exact same thing here. They start off, they win the pistol, win the second round, then slow it back down, but then ramp it back up. How how are you feeling if you're Queens, right?
I'm feeling Queens. If I'm Queens, I think I'm feeling pretty confident going into this, right? You've already shown the ability to kind of take apart Fuel's defense really quickly, or rather their attack, right? But you know, you've shown a lot of the success so far. I think your comp has been, you know, it's clearly playing towards your player strengths. You're aiming quite well, especially Lion this game, right?
Yes.
As Deafblind
And
was last
Deafblind,
game,
too.
he was aiming beautifully last game, but this one, and that's exactly what Queen does, right? They just take these aggressive swings on defense. They're not scared, because Fuel, they're not investing the util to try to force out a play, try to stop them from walking in. Dre left alone in a 1v5 here as he picks off 2. I mean, he's making it happen, but Deafblind up on the wall stops that there as they bring it 7-10.
Wow. I mean, Dre can only do so much. We've seen him clutch already 2 times this game alone. A 1v5 is pretty hard, especially in a spot like this, especially playing on split, in my opinion. I think that's really tough.
The fact he had to cover, you know, the mid link, right? He had to be careful of B link there, which meant he just wasn't able to find anything.
Even the wall, just putting that in play, right? You're kind of so trained to look, you know, when you're looking up top mid, you're like, okay, I know where to put my crosshair. Actually, no, I don't. I got to aim it straight up and then also find their heads, and then Raze is jumping over. You know, so many things to think about, but look at how aggressive Fuel is going to be. And it seems like they know.
But there's just no investment of any util to try to force Shady out. No flashes, no nades, no nothing. Just letting a player sit there and find so much value as Fuel's attack is thwarted instantly.
Yeah, and it's just going to be Woody here as Woody goes down. And I'm not loving that play as now it's 7-11. We saw this last time. And it was just dominance for Queens. Shady doing a fantastic job at just being patient. Like I said, when it comes to just straight up guns and no util, as you pointed out, it's Queens every single day. And a timeout comes from Fuel, the exact same spot we saw last time.
You're going to need it, right? After a round like that, after 2 rounds like that, where you just kind of got run over, right? That one, you had a play towards B. You're like, okay, let's slow walk up here. But it doesn't matter if you're just going to not invest any util. You're not going to invest anything to flood a guy out. You're just going to let him sit there, get 3 picks as you slowly walk into his crosshair. No wide swing. Everyone swings the exact same way. They fall there. And now they're down to 2 rounds left before they're out, right? Before they lose this series. They have to win so many in a row here.
Yes, they do. And it starts with 1, like we talked about. Just getting this 1. Getting the econ back up as well. I'm assuming we're still going to see a full buy or at least a force buy of some sorts. And then a nice
set strat. Like
yes.
I feel like you have to pull out something from your playbook here. You have to make a big change. This has to be, you know, a momentum switching one. Fuel, ideally, they want to stomp this round.
Yeah, for sure. You want to get, I mean, ideally you want a flawless go into the next, you know, the next point and be up, not be up, but be only down, you know, 8-11 with this setup as you talked about.
Dre invest his ult. Did he use it last round that we didn't know?
I don't remember. I guess it was
B to try to clear them out on their attack, but they just didn't expect someone to be holding close.
But here's an ult coming out right away, and Woody
picks off Tars. Yeah, it's 4 ults versus 4 ults, but again, you know, Reyna ult isn't going to have as much value as some of these other ults.
As you say,
pull out the Empress though. She's looking for something, finds 2.
Wow.
I mean, I guess it works, you know, if you're aiming as well as Lion has been, but SEO with a res means that it's going to be a 4 versus 1 left for Fuel as they clean that one up in a more convincing win for sure as they bring us to a 3-point game.
3 ults though were used to secure that, which is perfectly fine by me because you see that Sky ult come out, right? Yep, you see all of those ults come out, which is totally fine, but now you just have Woodies and you're looking at still 4. This is exactly what I would have done if I was Queens. Kind of, you know, you don't just give up and roll over, but you know, if they're going to come out with using 3 ults and they're just going to, you know, dominate this game, that's fine. Let them use it. Next game, we can still full buy easily, and now we're going to come out and use our ults, and it's going to be the exact same spot except match point now.
Fuel in another must-win round as their econ is in shambles, truthfully. You know, they have a full buy, except for SEO. He has light shield.
Yes. So you need this first pick if you're Fuel, especially, and here comes another ult.
SEO picks him up, a Lion picks off 2, as that means the spike is down, which means Fuel will have to swing out into this. Barry looks to be walking up through their own smoke. It is going to fade. Nice KO nade. He'll pick that one off with the res. Comes out to Barry. forced to look over towards Lion first means Barry will get the full res, and now it's just Woody left alone, who's been stuck in mid here in a 1 versus 3. Does have the From the Shadows, so maybe he could, use it, go towards B site, take the ult, take the spike, plant it down. But Barry is just ready from sewers as lasers Woody there.
Yeah, I mean, you said it was a must-win. This is what I talked about. You saw these ults coming out. Like that Clove ult, as we talked about, it's not as effective as others, but still gets the job done there. Just giving a little bit of time for his teammates to get pressure off, right? Use this ult. Look at me, I'm ulting. Okay, I gotta peep there. Okay, now I gotta go back. Now I gotta bring it back. They're finally out of the ult. Like, it's just that half second, that split second of reaction time that you're giving that attention to the ult. That's all that you need sometimes in these matches, and a perfectly executed comeback for Queens. And again, no timeout needed.
And something we saw on match point, Woody has just a Sheriff and adaptive shields. Everyone else with the full buy, but Woody, Sheriff alone, but picks off Lion. But the Sage ult is there. Wow. A nice spray by Aiden. Knows exactly where that Sage fell, but where that Reyna fell. So it is still a 4 versus 3 as Aiden picks off another. He's starting to come alive in this game here. He has to get a little bit more insurance for this one, though. I can't lie. He needs to get a little more, or else it's going to be in danger. Dre, Shady, trade out picks there, as tradings are going to be in favor of Queens. It's a 2v2 left. Dre and Aiden on different sites.
These are the guys that have been lights out, though, this game. Now, Dre is super weak, unfortunately.
They're going to rotate, trying to meet up with each other in mid here. Dre going all the way from sewers, all the way towards A, as Aiden in on Waylay here is just going to be holding. Yes, he's going to be holding CT from A site, from Heaven, likely. But I believe both players are going to head out towards screens. Looks like you see one at least go towards screens.
30
Clove is
seconds
going to be
left.
holding towards the site. A crucial 1v1. Barry going to win that one out, and 45 HP, and a dream here for Dre. But Barry is so low. Deafblind, a nice jump spot. Will spot out Dre as Dre forced to play around these corners, trying to get the best angle he possibly can.
Nice.
He one-taps Barry, and it's a 1 versus 1, but time is in Dre's favor. Deafblind gonna swing out, and Deafblind picks it up and brings Queens the victory. A 2-1 victory. Really, though, 2-0, right? Because that first map was a forfeit win, as Fuel going to fall 2-1 to Queens College and head and go 1-2 in their set their record 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, super tough. Dre has come in clutch so many times in, I mean, just today in general, but in that game specifically, I can think of 2 clutches off the top of my head. A third one is asking a lot, right? Being able for him to just clutch over and over and over, eventually one of them isn't going to end in a clutch, right? I mean, we can see right now how the games ended. They're close games. On paper, they're the exact same, but they're really close games. I mean, a lot of those
played
maps
out
at
the
the
exact
end.
same too, really. Like it really was like dead even first half. Second half, Queens just put something happened.
And then it's too little, too late. Fuel finally started to get, some fuel, if you will, and they just kind of ran out at the end, and they weren't able to take it. And yeah, it's just gonna be Queens all day. They did a fantastic job. I was really impressed with how they played. Any little hiccup that Queens faced was completely just gone after 2-3 rounds. Something happened. They talked about it, communication, whatever it was, and they covered it, and then they're right back to winning. And they just did a great job. Overall, good job as well by Fuel. It's unfortunate. Now, I do want to say, in consideration, right, only 3 people are playing in the Fuel station. Maybe that has a little bit of hinder. We're playing on a Sunday. We don't normally play. A lot of factors, but overall, a fantastic game. Even though the score was 13-8, it felt a lot closer in my opinion.
It did, yeah. It felt really close, especially if you just the first halves were so close.
Oh,
and
yeah.
really, with a couple rounds difference, this could have been a 2-1 for Fuel, right?
Yeah.
Like there were so many single player clutch rounds.
Yes.
Within these maps that this series could have gone either way. And I think still both teams came out absolutely firing.
Yes, and I believe, speaking of firing, I'm fired up for a little interview that we may be having after this short little break. So don't go anywhere. My nose deceived me. We did not win yet again. Every time I come out and start with a pun, we lose. But we are up because we do have the stream schedule for you guys, which I'm excited to see. And here we are with it. I mean,
Got a couple, there's a lot, right? Tomorrow, we're going to be having some R6. Tuesday, it could be more Val, could be Rocket League. We're not entirely sure. Wednesday, we'll be seeing COD. Thursday, could be Rocket League, could be League. We don't know yet. And then Friday, Overwatch.
yeah,
So we'll see.
it will be
It's going to be going on.
it'll be Rocket League Thursday.
You think?
For all of these. It will be. It is, and then also on Tuesday it will be Valorant, and I'll be there on Tuesday for Valorant, and Wednesday I'll be there as well for Call of Duty.
Nice.
Thursday we got Rocket League, which you will probably be in, and then Friday we also have Overwatch, which it doesn't show here, but we do have that. So it'll be a jam-packed week, and yeah, I'm very excited to see that. But anyways, that is all from us. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I did.
Yeah, we had a fantastic stream. Make sure you follow all of our socials, Fanshawe Fuel everywhere to keep up to date with all of our streams. When you can see these teams play again, when you can see our beautiful faces and a couple of other casters of ours. Thank you very much for joining us. And you want to take us out, Elson?
Yes, I've been Elson,
I've been Newt.
and thank you so much. We'll see you next time, and have a great Sunday.
I close my eyes, it's not a dream. There's so much more that I can get. Let me wonder what we could have been. I swear that I couldn't keep. I close my eyes, it's not a dream. Close my eyes, it's not a dream.